Hello and welcome racing fans to Motorsports Radio, home of Motorsports Talk, and this is the weekend edition. William Byron wins last Saturday's truck race, Elliott Sadler wins last Saturday's NASCAR Xfinity Series race, and Kevin Harvick wins the Bad Boys Off-Road 300 in New Hampshire, winning race number 2 of the Sprint Cup chase this week. On the weekend edition, we'll go over the latest chase standings, racing news, and the racing schedule. Now, we usually do the history of the numbers, but we did the number 4 already, so no history of the numbers this week. So far, we did history of the number for the number 2, 22, 20, 18, the 34, 11, 4, 14, 42, and the 78. So those that are new to the show, we've been doing this thing called the history of the numbers. Whenever a number crosses the finish line, we do a little write-up on that number. And those are the numbers that we did already, and all the numbers that have won so far the past couple weeks we already did. So there you go. All right, so we're going to get right into the chase. We're going to talk about it. Talk about the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and here on the Motorsports Radio's Jumpers and Divers. Brad Keselowski climbs from second up to first. Okay, he's in first place right now with 2,087 points. Truex Jr. drops from first down to second with 2,086. That's the driver of the 78. Kyle Busch in third place still. Matt Kenseth in fourth place. A big jump for Matt Kenseth because he climbed from seventh all the way up to fourth place currently with 2,078 points. Joe Logano in fifth place. And now we have Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. Now, Kevin Harvick in 6th place, Denny Hamlin in 7th, both with 2,071 points. Kevin Harvick climbed from 14th place up to 6th. Hamlin drops from 4th down to 7th. Jimmy Johnson in 8th place. Chase Elliott, Carl Edwards. Chase Elliott in 9th place. Carl Edwards in 10th place, both with 2,068 points. They both dropped. Chase Elliott dropped from 6th down to 9th, and then Carl Edwards just dropped down from 9th down to 10th. Kurt Busch in 11th place with the 41 car. Kyle Larson in 12th place with the 42 car. Kyle Busch dropped from 10th down to 11th. Kyle Larson, however, climbed up from 15th up to 12th. And then we have Jay McMurray in 13th, Austin Dillon 14th, Tony Stewart in 15th, down from 12th, and then Chris Buescher in 16th. And that is now this is important because after this week at Dover, which is going to be some crazy racing this upcoming Sunday at the Monster Mile, the bottom 4 of the top 16 are going to get cut. So the trick is to stay out of the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th spots in the NASCAR Sprint Cup chase. Now, taking a look at the Xfinity Series here, Elliott Sadler in first place right now. Daniel Suarez in second. Brandon going third. Elliott Sadler with 2,050 points. Daniel Suarez with 2,042. Brandon going with 2,036. The biggest jump would be Brandon going from 8th up to 3rd. Now we have Ryan Reed and Darrell Wallace Jr. Ryan Reed in 4th place. Darrell Wallace Jr. in 5th, both with 2,034 points. Ryan Reed climbed up from 9th all the way up to 4th. And then Darrell Wallace Jr. from 6th to 5th. Right now in 6th place, it's Justin Allgaier with 2,032 points. Brennan Poole in 7th place. Blake Koch in 8th place, up from 12th place last week. 8th place with 2,030 points. Blake Koch, driver of the number 11. Eric Jones in 9th place, and that's the big drop right there. Eric Jones dropped from 1st place all the way down to 9th. And Eric Jones, he was the points leader for almost the whole season, right? And he dropped down all the way down to 11th. Eric Jones down to 9th right now. He's with 2,027 points. Ryan Siege in 10th place. Brandon Jones in 11th. Ty Dillon in 12th. Brandon Jones, driver of the 33. Ty Dillon, driver of the 3. Both with 2,015 points. And a big drop for Ty Dillon as well, dropping down from 4th place. So now, of course, this week coming up is going to be race number 2 for the chase for the Xfinity Series. So they got one more race coming up, which is I got to check the schedule now. Taking a look at what's going on for the trucks. The trucks are the round of 8. Right now, first place, William Byron, still holding on to the first place spot. Matt Kraft in second, Christopher Bell third, John Hunter Nemechek in fourth. Fifth place, it's Timothy Peters. Sixth place, Johnny Sauter, Ben Kennedy in seventh, and Daniel Hemrick in eighth. I would say the big jump would be Timothy Peters from 8th down up to 5th. That's about it. There's only 8 spots, obviously it's around 8. And the trucks have a really weird schedule. The trucks actually have a 2-week little break before their next race. So the elimination race for Xfinity Series will be on October 1, where they'll be racing at Charlotte. And then the elimination race, which would be, so the Xfinity Series and trucks, their elimination race for the trucks is actually October 22nd. Hold on, I got that all mixed up here. October 7th, I can't remember. Sorry, ladies. October 7th is the cutoff, is the elimination race for the round of 12 for Xfinity Series. And the elimination race for the trucks is on October 22nd. And that is from Talladega, which I think is being a cool race, a truck race at Talladega, which should be very interesting. Formula 1 top 10, since Formula 1's coming back this weekend, October 2nd. Nico Rosberg in first place, and we mentioned this, I think a couple weeks ago. Nico Rosberg knocked Lewis Hamilton out of first place. Lewis Hamilton dropped down to second place. Daniel Ricciardo in third. Sebastian Vettel in fourth. Fifth right now is Ricky Raikkonen. Max Verstappen in sixth. Valtteri Bottas seventh. Eighth is Sergio Perez. Nico Hulkenberg in ninth. And 10th place, it's Felipe Massa from Brazil, driving for Team Williams in 10th place. And that is the top 10. All right, so now what we're going to do is just going to go over some racing news. Also take some time out to tell you what's going on next year. So, according to my research, the Daytona 500 is on February 26th. Now, February 24th, the Friday before, would be... actually, I'm mixing it up. February 23rd, which is a Thursday, is the Can-Am 1 and Can-Am Duel 1 and 2. The week before... The Unlimited, which they used to call it the Sprint Unlimited. Right now they're just calling it the Unlimited because Sprint is not going to be the sponsor anymore after this year. But the Unlimited is set for February 18th. Then it's the Can-Am Duel February 24th. And then, 23rd. The 24th, which is the Friday after, would be the first truck race. And then the Xfinity Series race will be the Saturday after on the 25th. And then the 26th will be the Daytona 500. So that means we're going to be back here probably the 22nd, which is actually a Wednesday, just because of the way the weekend's set up. Now, Can-Am Duel, that sets up the starting positions for the Daytona 500, so that's kind of, the Unlimited is kind of an exhibition race, doesn't count any points. So technically the exhibition race, which would be on the 18th of February, is the actual technical start of the season, and then of course that starts the big one, Speed Week, that leads all the way up to the Daytona 500. So we're going to be back on February 22nd. So we're going to run through November 21st, and then come back on February 22nd, do a weekend edition, what we're doing right now, just BS a little bit, and then the Monday after Daytona 500, which will be February 27th, will be the first round of race recaps. And we're going to have a whole new webpage for Motorsports Radio, motorsportsradio.net. There's nothing on there yet. I'm getting to it. Right now, we're sending all the traffic to the Motorsports Radio page at communityradio.li.com. And then we're going to have a separate page for motorsportsradio.net, so we can go a little nationwide with it. And we've got a lot of good stuff that we're going to work out over the course of next year. So, some major stuff. Just to let you know about that. But I think Wednesday will be the first weekend edition, and then after that we're going to be back to our Monday and Thursday setup. We might do the trucks in the Xfinity Series over the weekend. No, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So far, Monday is the sweet spot for all the race recaps, and thank you for all the listeners. But we don't know yet. But needless to say is that 22nd of February of 2017 will be the return of Motorsports Radio for the 2017 season. So there you go. I just had to get that very important piece of information, and I hope that this program is good moment is good. And that you find it informative and entertaining. And reaching out to all the racing fans out there. It's a fun little show to do. I like to do. We got listeners keep coming back, which is cool. And tell all your friends that when we get to motorsportsradio.net in 2017, it's going to be even crazy because we're going to have our own web page. So there you go. But for the time being, go to communityradioli.com and click the Motorsports Radio button, and we have all our stuff on there. Spreaker.com, #sports, #motorsports. You can also use #cars, #racing, #talk. Alright, so we're going to get into some racing news a little bit, and then we'll close it off with this weekend's schedule. Dale Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be present this weekend at Dover. Dale Earnhardt Jr. says that he's going to be at Dover on his Dale Jr. podcast, the Dale Jr. Download, available at Dirty Mo Radio. Dale Jr. says, quote, it's going to be kind of different, though maybe not a ton of fun. And he also says that it's a bit weird to be not in the car, but at the track when you're a driver. And then he says that you don't know what to do with yourself. And then he says he's going to try to support the guys and stuff, and it says it's going to be different. So interesting to see Dale. Then Dale Jr., of course, we all know the deal with Dale Jr. He has been suffering from symptoms of concussions, and he pointed out that the symptoms are triggered when he goes to someplace unfamiliar, or someplace where it's busy, or somewhere he's never been before. So this is some serious stuff, right? And a lot of people suffer from anxiety and stuff. This is a big deal. So Dale Jr. Will be, and hopefully that he does get better. So Dale Jr. will be in the 88 pit box this weekend. And of course, the question now would be, who's driving the 88 car this weekend? I heard it's going to be Jeff Gordon this week. So there you go. We'll have to see what happens. So now, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for, we usually do Motorsports Radio penalty update. But there's no penalties this week. Believe it or not, there are no penalties. Now, before everyone says, you sure there's no penalty? Yes. Look, I looked through all my sources, and there's a process that goes on to get ready for the show, for the Thursday show. It all starts on Sunday after the racing's over. I get put all the stuff together, actually get the schedule and driver stand, everything moves up over the course of the week. Wednesday, I usually get up by Tuesday or Wednesday, I got all the news, and then by Thursday, I get the penalty stuff, because a lot of times that news don't break until Thursday. And I checked all over, and there are no penalties. But here, listen to this. According to NASCAR.com, all 16 chasers, or what NASCAR calls championship-eligible cars, got no post-race penalties. All 16 passing the laser inspection. Now, I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that NASCAR is tightening the belt a little bit on that. Remember, we mentioned that a couple weeks ago. Penalties, 35-point deduction in driver points, and a 35-point deduction in championship points for the laser inspection and the lug nuts. So I think they might be hammering, the teams are making sure they don't get popped, because a 35-point deduction could probably mess up your chances to get into the next round. But this includes, now, all these cars include last week's Sprint Cup Series winner Kevin Harvick's number 4 Stewart Haas Chevrolet, although there was some damage after Harvick's crazy burnout, which I'm giving an A+. So I think it's one of the best burnouts this year. I would have to say that. And of course, Denny Hamlin's burnout at Watkins Glen was pretty eventful as well, but I think Kevin Harvick's burnout might have beat that one, so there you go. And speaking of Kyle Busch, before I forget, Kyle Busch, his 18 car had to go through the laser inspection twice due to 18 Camry failing to meet NASCAR's weight limit. However, was by a nominal amount, so the 18 was cleared. And speaking of Kyle Busch, did you catch the video of Kyle Busch at the White House? There is a video up on NASCAR.com. There's a link at the Motorsports Radio page. Head over to CreamRadio.com, the Motorsports Radio page, and click the Bush/Obama video, where he's actually on at the podium with the President of the United States at the White House. So there you go.